Gun violence in California. I'm from California, and I want to share the story about what happens when politicians make or promote gun violence as they did in past times. They're bragging about it, but I was there and experienced it from a perspective that most people uh, can't give. It's 1994, and I have friends from every race. I had white friends, I had Mexican friends, I had Indian friends, I had Filipino friends, Samoan friends, and of course, uh, other Latin friends from other places other than Mexico. Uh, and then, of course, I had black friends that I play sports with. Um, it's December, and I'm homeless, sleeping on a Mexican friend's couch. Um, I would hang out with my Mexican friends and come into contact with some of my black friends. One friend I played football with, uh, he was pleading with me to help him buy guns to protect his family. Uh, all my other friends had guns, and most, not just regular guns, Mac 10s and Uzis and everything in between. So I started asking some, of my friends I knew about guns. This wasn't something I normally done, but a friend me told me his family was in danger, so I started asking around. That's when I learned of the prison fighting going on in the streets. I had no idea such a fight was taking place over mostly drugs. So when no one is asking what are the mass shootings over, like they ask why people are migrating, the root cause. I know they're hiding another agenda. I was there, and like I said, all my other friends had guns to sell. Um, Guns cost big money. Uh, so if no drugs sales were present, most couldn't probably afford to buy those guns. Uh, my friend sold, Uzi. Uh, I we used to have around the house to protect his family, and he sold that to an ex-49er. So I mean, that's how expensive some of these guns are. Um, I'm not gonna, say who, what, and whatever and why. That's that's 20 years ago. But that's who could afford to buy that gun. So if you stop the drug sales, most people can't afford to buy those guns. It's no longer weird to me that only my black friends didn't have guns, and all the rest of my friends did. That's what the 1994 assault weapons ban and other guns bans did in California. Uh, my life was threatened on New Year's night, 94-95 transition. Uh, I had to move to Iowa. Uh, Now they seek to do this again. So, any poor country looking to blame any gun manufacturers for guns should maybe look at how their poor citizens can afford to buy those expensive guns. Maybe they should focus on illegal drug trade that allows poor people to obtain the guns from any country other than the United States. The root cause funding instead of the tools that was brought with drug funds. Any black politician who supports this is like an old African king or new free African American selling slaves to Europeans and or Americans back in the 1718, but worse because, we're talking about life and death situations here with guns. No one's going to ask you to move and let them sell. They're going to, it's part of the, transition to take over a spot and you kill the people who are selling. That's why a lot of our black men are dying on these streets because of these drugs that are being sold. These people are not just shooting each other up for no reason. There's a root cause for this, and it's usually over territory and drugs. And now we have new people coming in. Everybody wants to carve out their own spot, and to do that, there's going to be some loss of life. So it's not the tools that are being used. Actually, if you want to talk about, you can buy guns from many places. Many drugs are sold in many other countries. So, if they have guns to sell, some people I'm sure would trade the drugs for guns. So they're not just coming from the United States. My concern with the guns here are we're the last line of defense when it comes to governments demanding things of their citizens. There are places now that are protesting. They don't care if you protest. They're going to do what they want to do, and you have to trust them. Probably not a good idea right now that we're trusting. You got to remember, without an advantage, no one is colonized. Now you're forced to trust your governments, who can care less, like I said, about you protesting. Without a way to defend yourself against their guns, you're just taking up space and making some noise until they decide and give the order for their men or women with guns. That's enough. Fire away. Thank you for your time, Army Green.